been a while. We are back in the studio and doing some airbrushing and custom paintwork. So we are on part one of the Fat Tyre Flyer. This is a collab with Dude Stuff. If you want to see the actual bike as he got it, because he got this off Marketplace, there is a video on Steve's channel. There's a couple of videos on his channel on this bike, and he stripped it down. I went over that day and seen him and agreed to do a collab with Dude Stuff. So I've got the bike here, and here it is. So this is the e-bike frame. This is a fat bike frame, aluminium, full suspension. So you've got your fat bike forks to the front, which are like a wide fork to fit the tyres. And then you've got the full suspension, which is on the back bit here. This is an aluminium frame. Now, as you can see, this is all beaten up, scuffed, scratched, dinked. It's got a lot of prep work to do on it, guys. So what we're going to do is, I'm not going to take all these apart, because the minute you start to take all these out, you've then got to replace all the bearings and washers in all these joints all the way along. So we're just going to mask out the bits that we can, prep all this frame up, clean all the dinks and scratches out of it, and we're going to get this into a polyester high build primer. The wheels, as you can see, are in bad shape. They look tired. The spokes have got little chips over them on the black. So we're going to prep all these spokes up and prep the rims, take the tyres off, prep all the rims up, front and back. We've got the battery, which is in bad shape. This has got a crack along the top casing, and there's another little crack around the side, just here. So we're going to clean all this up, prep this back, and we're going to get a Dremel and do some little line crosses across the crack here, and then we're going to fiberglass this up, seal all the battery up so it's all nice and looking new. Now the theme on this is going to be like a retro style, like you get the bomber planes where they're like the steel with the rivets. We're going to do all that. We've got airbrush work to do on this casing. We've got some military logos that are going to go on the casing. We're going to have bullet holes in this, highlight the welds. We're going to do rivets. We've got some text to go on the frame, text to go on the fork stanchions. So there is quite a bit to do. This is going to be a couple of parts on this, but today's video is mainly get this prepped up. So you'll see some prep work going on in today's video. We're going to get all the bits I need to get up into primer. I'll stick you in time lapses. It won't be real time, as the video will be probably 4 to 5 hours long. So it'll be time lapses, but I'll talk you through along the way on any bits that I'm using. So yeah, enjoy the video, guys. I'll stick some music on and enjoy part one on the Fat Tyre Flyer. See you in a bit.
All personnel, please evacuate to the nearest lab.
the prep stage is done. I'm absolutely covered in dust. I'll give you a little spin round, show you what I've done and give you a little talk through, because it was all sort of like a whiz through on a time lapse. So we'll start off with the battery. That is all fixed now and tidy and smooth. I went in where the crack was here and it cracked all the way up and started to crack along here. I cut across with a Dremel with a disc on, cut into the plastic and then fiberglass that so it sort of knits it together like that. Sanded the fiberglass back and then went in with a little bit of dolphin glaze over the top just for any little pit holes that were in there, and that's all smooth. Same here, a couple of little bits just filled in and then knitted this one together along here, so all that split there is all nice and smooth, and along here as well, all smooth and done. So that's the battery ready for plastic primer, and then we can go up to base coats on that. The frame is all ready. I started the frame with 80 grit where the bit was here was chewed up. This is usually where like the chain bangs and things like that, and you get little dinks in the actual aluminium. I've knocked that back with 80 grit, so just sanded all that back and then went over the entire frame in a 180, knocked all the bits back, because where these logos were, they were raised. So I just took that down and flattened all that off. So that one's good to go. The next stage on the frame will be to mask out this piece here, the actual shock, and all these sort of intricate pieces like the nuts and the bolts that go around the frame. We'll mask all them out, wipe it all down, mount it from the ceiling, and then this one will be good for primer. The forks, nice and simple. It was just the two sides of the legs. Sand these down in 320, so they're good to go. And then on the wheels, we've got a little bit of cleaning up to do just here where they put a real shoddy sticker, and that's just like sticky there. So I've just got to clean that off with panel wipe. Just scuff that piece up there on both of the rims, and these are good to go. These were done in 320 because the actual paint on the rims is just dull, but it's decent. There wasn't any really bad gouges, so it's just a 320 round. Same on the spokes, red Scotch Brite. Just key these up and they're good for paint. So I'll get set up, give this a little clean out in here. We'll mount the frame, get all the bits masked off that I need to mask off. So we're going to hit this one in primer, and I've got a couple of other little pieces that I'm going to put some primer on as well. So I'll see you in the next step. There you go guys, that's the polyester primer down. Just built the layers upon this. I had to put the 1.8 on spot to get this stuff out the gun. It is really, really thick, but it does the job, and it is really put a nice coat on there. So we've got plenty to work on and sand back when we guide coat this. We've got the frame all done. So that's all nicely covered in primer. We've got the Lambretta bits done that I had extra to do as well. So I've got everything done today into primer. I'm going to leave this overnight and let this cure down, give it a full night's cure. And then I hope you can join me tomorrow when we start the frame and cracking on with the other bits. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget, if you're new to the channel, click that subscribe, press that notification, and I will see you in tomorrow's episode when we crack on with the frame. Cheers guys.